Just because somebody lives in a tent doesn't mean they're evil people.
When we started SOMA Church, we really did everything backwards. We bought a house in the neighborhood and then served the neighborhood long before we ever started worship services. Our concept for SOMA was to be the hands and feet of Jesus. We decided that it was important for us to get our hands dirty, get our feet dirty, cleaning up streets, handing out food, distributing clothing. We would put our shoes on and just head out the door and ask people what we could do to bless them. As we were serving the neighborhood, someone said, "You've got to meet this guy named Herm Bose. He'll help you out." I remember meeting him at West Salem Starbucks. He said his job title, he was a lightning rod. I didn't know what that meant. But it really opened up this conversation about what are some ways that SOMA Church could bless the community. And Herm went on and listed probably about 30 to 40 different ways that we could just serve the community. So one of the things that Herm invited me to was a monthly Can Center meeting. When I heard what the other churches were doing, it was amazing, and I got to thinking, we could do that in Edgewater. It was at a Can Center meeting that I first met Craig Oviatt from West Salem Foursquare Church, and we started talking about partnership and what we could do together. And here was this great big church, West Salem Foursquare, together with this little baby church, SOMA Church. And we walk alongside each other in West Salem. Craig came to me and said, "What if we just did a dinner together? And we used the green space, this lawn area right across from your Edgewater location, across from your church. And we would serve food, but it wouldn't be a food line or a soup kitchen. It would be a group of people just having dinner together, sharing a meal together, being family together. And it's there that the process of life change would happen."
I had been a finished carpenter cabinet maker all my life. I'm rated as a master cabinet maker. When I first came to Salem, things were pretty good. Yeah, I was working for a company in Almsville as a finished carpenter, making $15 an hour. Paying bills was easy. When the economy went south, they wound up laying about 400 of us off. I was one of the last people to get laid off. Since then, finding another steady job has been really tough. And the landlord carried us as long as he could. Finally he said, "Look, you owe me money. We're just going to forget that, but you got to move out." We wound up down in Wallace Marine Park, living in a tent down there. And can we take a break for a second?
That first night was scary, very scary. Didn't sleep much.
We really didn't have much gear. We had a couple blankets we'd taken down there, an old tent that was full of holes. Then, of course, it started snowing. It was so cold out there. We were just frozen. At that point, I was ready to kill the world. I was just upset. I didn't understand why God had done this to me. So I started praying to God, open some doors for me, show me a place where I'll be accepted. When we were living in the park, one of the main topics was the big dinners that they put on the green on Friday nights. They set up all the tables and everything and had all the food out there. That hot meal, it was just great. I think SOMA Church and the City Vibe group have just done a tremendous job and have made such a difference in the lives of people.
There was a guy named Dwayne, and he was in line shaking people's hands, and we found out he was the preacher of the church, and he invited us and told us we were more than welcome to come. And he was very presentable and very nice, and we really enjoyed meeting him, so we thought we'd better keep it up.
Everybody came up and put their hands out to us and accepted us. They don't question who you are or where you came from or where you're going to sleep tonight. Some churches will preach to the homeless and feed the homeless, but they don't really want to associate with them.
SOMA's different because they don't prejudge you. They come up and they give you a hug. They reach out their hands and they bless you and they thank you for coming.
After attending for a while, we started volunteering. Now every Thursday, we get up, we make coffee, and we get donuts, and we take them down to the camps, and we walk the camps.
I didn't bring my fishing pole though.
We make it a point to go out and visit them and talk with them and make sure they're okay. And because I was part of their group and part of their crowd, the people out there will talk to me a lot easier than they will, say, a pastor or somebody from the city or the cops or whatever. People I've seen with bad alcohol problems out there, I've seen them straighten up and quit drinking, and they're attending church now. I've seen so many lives change. Somehow I think maybe that's what God wanted all along, was to put me in touch with this group of people, to be able to maybe help them out somehow. Just because somebody lives in a tent doesn't mean they're evil people. God has been so good to us. We're back in a home. We got a stove that works. We got a hot shower. We got a comfortable bed to sleep on. When we moved into this apartment, our family from SOMA just really pitched in and helped furnish our apartment. We're part of their everyday lives now, and they're part of our everyday lives. They shared their hearts with us, and they shared God with us, and they're the most loving, caring group of people I've met in a long, long time.